Warning. The HD rants contain scenes of graphic ranting, vein-popping rage, and coarse language. Viewer discretion is advised.
What the hell? There appears to be hair all over the chair next to me. Annetta gave Rosie a much-needed haircut today. But back to ranting. DVD is good enough. Up-converted DVDs on a high-definition television look just as good as Blu-ray. I can't see any difference between DVD and Blu-ray. They look exactly the same. Are you blind? I can't believe that now, over a year after I did the last HD rants, people are still saying all of that. Come on! I mean, seriously, do you not have electronic stores where you live, or anywhere near where you live, where you can't just go in and look at something in high definition? I mean, here, there's electronic stores all over the place. I don't live in that big of a city. If you want to see high def in all its glory, and really see a quality demonstration of what it can do, it's out there! What are you waiting for? I mean, a lot of the electronic stores here show quite a variety of stuff on their high def TVs. They show things like nature films, where you've got like incredible detail and vivid colors and high contrast. They really show you just how good 1080p looks. And they put it up on the biggest TVs they have in the store. And it blows you away. A lot of other ones show stuff like Pixar movies. Pure digital source converted to high def. And it looks amazing. You had no idea there was that much detail in the picture. It's fantastic. So what I don't understand is how people can honestly say that there's no difference and that they don't see a difference. But then after giving it some thought, I realized we as human beings and the way our minds work have the capacity to fool ourselves in so many different ways. One of the ways is that what we see is not always exactly what we think we're seeing. So you go to a store, some of you, and look at a high-def TV displaying some kind of Blu-ray or whatever, and you don't see a difference in your mind. In your mind, you think that what you're seeing is as good as what you're seeing on DVD at home on your standard def TV. So then you leave the store, you go home, there's all that travel time in between where you can kind of cloud your thoughts a little bit. You go home, watch your DVD of whatever, and say, yeah, this looks just as good as what I saw in the store. Well, I'm telling you, without any fear of being contradicted in any way, shape, or form, because I'm gonna fucking prove it to you, that there is a significant difference. Let's take a look, shall we? Now obviously here, in the wonderful world of the internet, I can't show you full 1080p in this video. The best we can manage is 720. But, that said, I'm going to do the best I can with what we have available to us in this type of forum. There's a lot of websites out there and message forums that will actually give you side-by-side comparisons of the exact same shot in the exact same movie from the DVD version and the Blu-ray version. And you can see them side by side, or top and bottom, or roll your mouse over and it'll switch back and forth between them. I find those ones are the best because then you can really tell the difference. So I'm going to put some links over in the description, well, which would be over there if you're not watching this full screen, but you know what I mean. There'll be some links in the description where you can go and look for yourself. But for those of you who are too lazy to click on links, I'll put a few things in the video here for you to look at. First off, let's take a look at one of my all-time favorite sci-fi movies. And this was one of the first Blu-ray movie releases that I think really wowed people. And the funny thing is, this isn't even the best example, okay? It's the best example of movie, but it's not necessarily the best example of encode, because when this was originally released, there was 3 versions released simultaneously. There was the DVD, there was an HD DVD, and the Blu-ray version. The HD DVD and Blu-ray versions, sorry, that's the DVD and the HD DVD version, isn't it? HD DVD and Blu-ray versions used the same encode. Why? It's what I was saying back in the original HD rants about the whole lowest common denominator thing. HD DVD held Blu-ray releases back when there was the same thing released on both, because usually they'd encode for HD DVD with the lower storage capacity, so the Blu-ray edition suffered a little bit as a result. But, that said, even though they were limited by those parameters with this particular release, they still did a pretty damn good job. I mean, it looks fantastic. What movie am I talking about? Well, what else could it be? Blade Runner. Oh, it's the DVD edition. Yeah, well, I have the Blu-ray edition too. Exact same disc contents, just without all the swag. So one of the things that Blade Runner is, of course, most remembered for is the model work and the miniatures and the grand sweeping panoramas of the city of the future at night and everything. And stuff like that, dark scenes like that are where you can really make or break any kind of digital video encode. Because if it's done poorly, it'll look pixelated. If it's done well, it'll look okay. So, for the purposes of this comparison, I'm going to focus specifically on screenshots from the panoramas. Specifically because they're very dark, so any potential artifacting that might show up would ideally show up under these types of picture conditions, and also because of the level of detail in the model work. So let's take a look. First, this is a shot from the DVD edition. This is the same DVD edition that I have. All of these screenshots are taken from the exact same release. Now, as you can see, doesn't look too bad. However, let's take a look at the Blu-ray version. Oh! It's like they suddenly discovered how to focus. Now, some of you may be thinking, oh, these pictures must be doctored. I have the DVD, and it doesn't look that bad. Yes, actually, it does. Remember what I said about you tricking yourself into thinking you're seeing what you're not actually seeing? Well, if you honestly think that DVD looks just as good as Blu-ray, then you are tricking yourself. You are playing mind games with yourself to try to convince yourself that it looks just as good, when it doesn't. So, it's hard to tell from the full screen pictures just because of the limited resolution of the online video here. So, let's take it a step further and actually zoom in on some detailed segments and take a look at those. So here's the same shot again, but zoomed in to show some of the detail on the pyramid. Now this is the DVD edition. Zoomed in like this, you can quite clearly see the artifacting and pixelization. Even the best quality encode on DVD cannot avoid these issues. Why? Because of a limitation of both the resolution and the available bit rate. It is just not possible to get high definition quality out of DVD. Now let's look at the high def version. Look at that. Look how much sharper the details are, even zoomed in like this. There's just no comparison. Once again, DVD, HD. DVD, HD. Do you see the difference now? Now you may be saying, well, when am I ever going to be sitting half an inch from my TV that I would even notice that level of detail? Tell that to someone who just plunked down $1,000 or $2 on a new 50-inch high-def TV. You notice the difference. Any high-def TV that has a screen size of about 40 inches and up, you're going to notice the difference. You'll notice the difference between 720p and 1080p. Never mind the difference between 480 and 1080. It's a huge, huge difference. And the bigger your screen, the more you notice the difference. Now, a lot of people say, oh, up-converted DVD looks just as good as Blu-ray. No, it fucking doesn't. Give me a break. Even up-converted DVD is still just 480i up-converted to 1080p. You can't make silk from a sow's ear, as the old saying goes. 480i is 480i, no matter what you do to fudge the signal so it looks a little better on your high-def TV. It's still 480i. You can't change that. It's how it's encoded on the disc. All upconversion does is interpolate and extrapolate and smooth out the image a little bit so you don't notice the artifacting as much. The artifacting that is always present in DVD, no matter how good you think it looks, on a high-def TV. So that's essentially all I have to say at this point. But before we go, we'll take a look at a few more screenshots. Take a look. So come on. Don't tell me it looks the same. Don't tell me you can't see the difference. Don't tell me there is no difference. Don't tell me upconversion looks just as good. Because there is a difference. And no, upconversion doesn't look just as good. No, DVD is not good enough. No, upconversion is not good enough. We're moving into a high-def world, people. Whether you like it or not, it's here to stay. It's not going anywhere. So embrace it, deny it, complain about it, buy it. I don't really care. But when I see idiots spouting their idiocy, basing it on zero facts, it drives me mental. That's it for this edition. See you next time. Until then, thanks for watching, and sayonara. Next time. Not quite sure. It'll be a surprise to me as well as you. So until then, fuck off.